Hi. So as we take a deeper dive into this reality system, let's just call it the Matrix. You can call it anything, it really doesn't matter. This system we talked about has a looping in it, and it runs through the category of a story. So whether you're watching a movie or a television show, you'll notice that there's a sequence to how they write the show. And there's a sequence to how they write the show because there's patterns inside human nature that keep re-looping. And I call it human nature because it was created with intention to utilize an emotional state, create occurrences outside of that emotional state to redirect the looping of that emotion over and over again. The biofeedback on that gives them an opportunity to then create new probabilities from it. The probabilities are, if they do this story, these are the different outcomes that will come from it. And we're all been playing in this. And anytime you question the format of this matrix, there's an intimidation factor of you're crazy, and that's weird. And it's, as I look at it from so many different angles, it's just the way I was made. Perhaps it's the way we're all made, but questioning it no longer is a fear of mine. And let's talk about the fear of the matrix for just a second, because that's an interesting place. The fear was instilled upon the earth, right? Even in the exploration of new worlds. So the fear that if we take it back into history, that you would go off the edge if you explored out too far from what you know. The circumstances of that are still very true, but they're just in different circumferences. So we look at this system and we know it doesn't work. We look at the system and we're like, oh my God, this system is designed to keep you in a loop that never truly creates happiness or joy. And to rise up, let's say, in this system in a direction of success is by forfeiting the love and light that you are, right? So when children are innocent and they're young, there's always going to be in this matrix a bully that's shaming them for being that. So in some ways, we're in a movie or a television show that's quite predictable in a lot of ways. The characters in which we create from our subconscious are regurgitations of experiences that continue to go into a loop. And I noticed it first and foremost with stories. That was the first indication to me that I could see how the stories were almost like being in Groundhog Day, that the stories were recreating themselves, that it doesn't really change. The dynamics look like they're changing, the characters look like they've flipped out, but the dynamics of the storyline continues. I deducted from that it's based on energy not ever being destroyed. And until it is transformed, it continues in a repetitive loop. Now let's take it all the way back into the fact that we are energy. And if we took away what this reality system, this matrix, was telling us who we are and how we should think, what would be your first initial inclination? Is it to run out and get a job and go to college and learn about history? Or does it, or are those the things that you're taught to perpetuate the loop? Every part of this matrix has been thought up to identify how to keep this loop going. But who is benefiting from it? Are you benefiting from it? Am I benefiting from it? No. It doesn't match up with what I know to be true inside myself. But to state that fact is interesting because it sets in motion a lot of bells in the person standing before me. Where did those bells and alarms inside of you come from? Are they the truth of who you are? Or are they the conditioning of a loop? These are the things that I like to ponder. And these are the things I want and like you to ponder. See, I believe if we had gone to school to truly remember who and what we were, not a fact about somebody that we did not know, but a true fact about a remembrance of us in our greatest possibility, we as a society in totality would be in a different positioning. So, much like taking your kids out of school to private teach them, we have to take ourselves out of a system to help each other remember. And that's really what's occurring for each and every one of us when we come across information that reminds us of ourselves. That's the purpose of these explorations. Thanks for taking the deeper dive with me, and I'll continue with another video.